you know, hopefully there's enough space, but, you know, it is what it is. So, like, the University of Maryland, College Park. So, like, I didn't graduate from there. I graduated from California on both ends. Ashford University, Iowa, via San Diego. And San Jose, that's solidly California. So, you know, wasn't it just great that the University of Maryland, College Park selected me and my letter came on St. Patrick's Day? It was a Saturday, 1984. You know, I could have waited to be unwaitlisted from SUNY Albany. That may have been better for everybody. Now I have a wealth of information at College Park, not only as a student, history, government, and thank God Prince George's County Executive Paris Glendenning was my government professor twice, selling his book Pragmatic Federalism, introducing the Southern Regional Compact, and also the problems of fragmentation and the Baldwin Plan. I saw that map. Wow. Finally bought that book. Very interesting. So we can't undo what somebody at College Park did, right? They gave me my roommate. And my roommate's grandfather, citizenship professor, State Department employee, Mr. Martin, Grandpa Martin. Why would I think he was special? I have an uncle, great uncle. He was a reporter, stationed in New York, reporting for Greece, died on his way to the wherever you report your stuff to, of a heart attack. So basically, when I look at the works of Professor Martin, Grandpa Martin, who never said a word in the backyard of Columbia, Maryland for the barbecues, I could see why. When I looked, I think it's supposed to be an aqueduct, but it's not the one that runs in Terrytown. But if that's how they sold Columbia to you, I can't. I wasn't impressed, is what I'm trying to say. Now, what I'm going to look for is this. This guy, Martin, who seems to have been educated in Chicago, did he ever think when he discussed citizenship, does he bring up that dude, Arturo Schoenberg? Like, who is he trying to citizenize? He goes to San Francisco, I believe, for the State Department. And I think all of his work has been digitized by Howard University. Courtesy of Bobby Lovett's book, Historically Black Colleges and Universities. I said, wow, he's big enough to be in a book. One little sentence. Not that stuff, but he's there. So, like, did he do anything to bridge Washington, D.C. with Schoenberg? Because if he didn't, then I could see what the problem was when I was putting together my Los Angeles presentation for UMBC and Honors University, of which I don't think much of it. It's the Schoenberg Index. It should still be there. How is she writing these so fast and all? It's an index. I know how to use it. I don't know how to decipher the tip of a... That was funny, girls. You want to let me put a topic on the board that I can write? Did I walk away and leave you the money? Sure I did, because I know you're doing this on purpose. You need it more than I do, don't you? Now, we won't talk about the two roommates that were added to my little room. You remember? Mother, this room is entirely too small. She'd been my problem for 17 years and now she's yours? Well, 3 days later, her boyfriend and Norman will move into the... Did I ever step on Norman's head? Was that coach related to Roberta? The 280Z with the bra on all the time? waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, ironing his shirt to go to the hotel right before the big power thing, a water sprout. But this one, people, this one is a good one. In 1984, in the African Center, what was it called? Nairumba? Right off of the South Hill Dining? I don't care what you call it now. Across from LEFRAK. LEFRAK is the planner of New York City. Miss Black Unity. Now, those words are very, very important. Have they changed it to Miss African American Unity? Gina will win. The only line to her speech, every time she's looking for clothes to wear for this big night, I am not yellow. Can you say something else? So, like, with 4 generations of love on her face, Diana Reeves, you know, the grandma song. You know, Melvin Lindsay, The Quiet Storm, WHUR. Rest in peace, Melvin. You know, you can turn Sophia inside out and she's as black as us. That was tobacco. Now I'm blacker than 7 generations educated black back. This ends in 96. I think we should all be in on the joke so we can laugh at what your side is doing to the American public on television. And thank you, Longman Press, White Plains, New York. Right across from the Galleria, around the corner from Gerber Life. It's a little building. And my vet center, because you, in UMBC, you didn't mention vets. So I went to White Plains and interviewed a vet. The gunner and the, I know they're not going to, they're just going to, troublemakers. The mechanic always takes the first trip. Always. That being said, so you are not yellow. Now these sororities, they've taken everybody. Have you worked that all out? I know what the NFL did with Bad Bunny. I don't think Mr. Schoenberg called them Nuyorican. So basically, you've created a false for everybody, didn't you, ladies of women's studies? Are you laughing loud? Would Nella Larson have agreed, Ms. Steinem? So what's the joke? God, that Jane Fonda and that Tom Hayden. And then they adopted but didn't officially adopt a Black Panther child. And then she's going to marry the Turner. Is he Turner Construction? I still haven't figured that out. Turner Construction in Atlanta? So let's just... But very... Oh, please. The Buns of Steel, she married so well. That's not Thomas Sowell. He's a great guy. I copied so many of his books from the Mount Vernon Library. I was like, wow. Like, he's just a kid, and he's cranking out 10 books, and he's still alive. So let's go to this. They're basically December the 7th of 1996. So I alerted you to a problem, is what I'm saying. So as far as I'm concerned, this is not King Chucky Town. Let me take you to Chucky Town. It's not. If there is a royal stamp, then, and this Queenie Chucky went to the stadium, why? What does she want with Prince George's County football? Are you really? Are you Chucky? I think I needed to know about a royal stamp. You sent Dean Slaughter. Oh, we didn't send him. He was accepted at Occidental in Los Angeles. I will call him and tell him. It took me a long time. I stumbled a little, but I found those abandoned row houses. Never got a phone call back. So now your CAUGHY article is given to me by Sandra Patton, the sidekick of not Bonnie Thornton Dill, or maybe Bonnie Thornton Dill, and Baka Zinn. CAUGHY's Imaginary Social Worlds. That's your imagination. You created it at the University of Maryland, College Park. And then your colleague, oh, come on. This is like battling tops. You're fighting with each other. Oh, I know. Roberta Coates better not be related to Raleigh, who better not be related to Times, to Seize or whatever. Seize the Time, Bobby Seale and the Black Panthers, put out by Coates of the Baltimore County Publishing House. So your CAUGHY or your George, leave this Glendenning. Oh my God. Whatever money he got, they educated him well in Florida for him to do whatever he wanted. They gave him enough noggin upstairs. Well, New York gave me enough noggin too. Don't worry about it. Schoenberg is not a key word. And Sellers is not a key word. Sellers of Brooklyn was, I know the NAACP, they don't like Sellers either. Media concentration in 1963. Floria Marshall, Federal Trade Commission, 1977, media concentration. Focusing on California, all those little maps. You don't want to give that to anybody either. You literally created a clueless population on purpose. Well, I'm just letting everybody know, why can't we all be in on the joke? It's funny, isn't it? Equity, inclusion, diversity. You are the problem. Your entire little place called Maryland. And all those little campuses that just can't get along. Why can't you get along? And this, I've mentioned it a million times from the catalog of UMBC. If you provided me with the transfer coordinator, you wouldn't have forced me to drop all those quarters and dimes Xeroxing catalogs, right? You created something for the African Americans, creating the entire program analysis. That's not what the psychology magazines of College Park in your required Dispel a Journal article. No, that was handed off to the computer science department. Nothing in that catalog description for these African Americans. It does not say the Civil Rights Act of 64 failed. That's why we have this class. What makes you think there's going to be institutional racism? Why? Who's creating that? When did you drop those courses? Well, all you need is the Schoenberg Index and the other book that has Xeroxed the voter registration cards from Buffalo, New York. My shoemaker that went to Los Angeles by the 15th Amendment was allowed to vote in Los Angeles, the shoemaker. Look, we're not going to give this Los Angeles presentation again because I'm going to run out of time and get blipped. It was going to start out with L.A. Barry White. Rest in peace, Barry. L.A. is my kind of town. And then I was going to hit the tape recorder button. I'm waiting. I have it. I have to Xerox it still. Copy it. Print it. My Kerner Commission. Oh, I'm going to look for the Golden State Mutual Life Insurance Company. I think they placed an ad in Oprah's. Oh, but I'm not spending all that money in 97 or whenever she put that shit out. You should be in there. Oh, I don't take sides. Metropolitan Life, you own property all over the world. Anyway, so this imaginary social worlds of CAUGHY. Your George Quester of the government department, he doesn't have to yell at Glendenning. Glendenning is on another path. His wife comes into my Kinko's mad as shit because he left her. Educated in Florida, good enough to find her as a wife. And then he cheated and had a child named, oh, I'm not, because I don't want to get in any trouble. God forbid I get in any more trouble. So now this, because you see, I don't watch 90210. I'm in night school. And I've never seen Pretty Woman till I come here in Florida. I swear to God. I know Shanita, they're watching it every weekend. I have no idea. My ex-boyfriend, leave it here. It must have been love. And I say to myself, wow, that must be how they break up with people in Maryland. I don't know the song. But it's over now. In front of Alvin's Attic, Greenbelt Road, Domino's Pizza. Must have been good, but I lost it somehow. And then I saw it on this show called Pretty Woman. You know, the trafficking one. Yeah, that woman, she really needs to say it's about whores. Modern slavery. And everybody should be following the McCormick. All of your football teams. Oh, I'm sorry. What do you call yourself? Under Armour? I think I went to school, like the big school, kindergarten through 12. I think he married a Nautica. Oh, and not by this overnight. No, he's like a lawyer. I think he married a Nautica. I don't know nothing about that. The guy who taught me records, he works for Nike. Is Nike any good anymore? Just do it? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. So like this 90210, when I went home, it was on TV. I think I didn't see it all, but most of them. They start a newspaper, and then like the Z guy from New Jersey, the blonde guy that does the shark shit, he discovers that his father has a swab shop, as my mother calls him, a sweatshop. And then I don't know how many episodes after that, they go into like the weird news. You don't go to a supermarket? Well, I work in one. Weird news. You know, there is John F. Kennedy. He's just rocking on a porch in Australia. Oh, that's evil, isn't it? I didn't tell you to blow his head off. But maybe they saved him. Weird News says he's there. Well, not now, because that'd be impossible. Don't get me started. Do you know that I dropped a lot of dimes in this thing called the Catholic Journal? Do you know that they had volunteers, and if any Catholic in the United States of America had a problem with the way their religion was being displayed on the news, and they could write these people, vent, and get a response? Those pages are gone forever, and I'm not going to look for them ever again. Because as far as I'm concerned, that was somebody's responsibility to take down Carol Gilligan mapping the moral domain, especially concerning Boston, with no mention of the United Black Front of Boston. You will not give our children psychological testing in class time, especially without our permission. That was disrespectful, truly. So whatever's going on here, truly, it's on purpose. That's interesting. So like, they do the newspaper weird of the news, but then further back, they haven't graduated from college. They haven't. What was that? The Valley Girl. Yeah, Kathy Lee does a good Valley Girl, not me. Anyway, he wants to run for student regent. I will even give this student regent. Oh, come on. I didn't save them. Oh, I wrote these down because this is the Form 211, not necessarily for reward, but as a historian, reward for original information. No, now I think we should all just kick back, watch TV, but we can no longer afford because golly gee. So how did this work out? You had Gore Jr., VP, with Clinton. Clinton rates television, blows Monica. She swallows. Then he says it wasn't sex. You have a blue dress. You have a gold dress. You have all of these artworks that technically are copyrighted, and you cannot take advantage of changing the colors, and the computer has changed all the colors to all of these Matisses and changed the names, bigger than Kwasi Mafuma when he was trustee, if he still is, of the Baltimore Museum of Art. That is not Matisse's sleeping dog. Yeah, he's on the carpet sleeping, but that's not the name of that picture. Whatever, I don't care. That's up to the Cohns. Dr. Cohn, she's dead too. They're all dead. She died a long time ago. So, like, this Schoenberg, all right? We know that Sonny and Whoopi, and of course, like, Joy Behar, a graduate of, like, I think Washington Irving High School in New York City. Don't you think she should have read Washington Irving in Spain? 1828-29, the Capuchins. You don't have to be all over the place. The Capuchins are in his book. The Capuchins are in Detroit. They're in wherever the other places I said. And their concern is Nicaragua and every place else. The missionaries will just take Pearl Buck, banned. Parents, missionaries. Forget about equal justice. Truly, because I've asked this woman now with the Catholic organ, retired from equal justice, that has moved from that place where the cab driver said, I'll find it, to some place more convenient in Greenbelt, and that's fine. As she said on the phone, we were ransacked. Mumia is gone, and we've gone back to South America. So basically, you and Shriver, you should be in one with the Peace Corps, right? Whatever you're doing in Nicaragua, you should all be one. One happy group of people. So now we have Clinton rating television, and then whatever he did with Miss Lewinsky. Then, I don't know how much time passes, but then we have Gore, and I just pick out Moonves because he's CBS, and it's funny. Who's he married to? Moonves. Whatever. No skin off my back. So basically, you made it, there's a word for it in the chain broadcasting. He mentions that there's a word for it. But basically, you're giving these mainstream media companies a break just in case this new technology. So it's no longer a TV, but you rated what? You rated TV or this new thing? I don't know. I'm so confused. I hope you didn't spend a lot of money and then just, it's not that anymore. It's something else, like Sirius. When I used to walk down from 204 Michigan Avenue, and then you're going to say, well, it's going to get cut off. Why didn't you just go through Catholic University and take the subway? That's a tunnel. What do you think? I get to the other side at 9:30 at night? I'm going to walk across the Basilica, past the little convenience store. Oh, I know Catholic University. I've been banished. And I'm going to go down to the subway, down those little stairs. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it through the tunnel. The Korean deli was robbed. They don't have a machine. The police are using ours. If you work someplace, you better make sure. If the little security pad is not by the door, I wouldn't work there. One night, there's a car with the headlights. And I go to the keypad. And then I went the door like this. And do you know how fast they left? Because that siren, I'm not stupid. Anyway, so I walked from 204 Michigan Avenue down North Capitol, right? Not the Children's Hospital, but if you want to take that road and get to the Howard University Stadium, that's... And where did all of this redevelopment come from? COVID-1 or COVID-2? And none of the news reports it. Nobody said Biden did it. When did this, all of this, I took the Google car to all of my little places. Oh my God. And Route 1 College Park. They got rid of the Roy Rogers. Where are these people coming from? You're telling me that, oh, don't, it's a lot of housing. Where are they coming from? Who's paying for them? They demolished the Roy Rogers. Nobody on my Facebook page that live around, nobody said all this traffic on Route 1. Fascinating. All the way down. Riverdale. Both sides. My God. Is that COVID money? I'm just saying. And look at the campus. I got anxiety. I don't get anxiety. Oh, I got anxiety. There's not one part of that campus. The Knox box is down. Goldstein and Barron redid their face. So basically, now where was I? Oh yeah, this Gore with the moon vest and the ABCCB. If this tech, you're getting a discount. So basically, you're discounted, and if it doesn't work well for you, you won't be paid. But everybody else, how much of, oh, don't. You really. Now back to this, Sirius. So I get down to the bottom, and I'm almost positive there was like a welfare place, but this Sirius XM, across from my People's, which was deserted. Oh, it's fixed up too. Where'd you all get the money? Did you say it on Sirius? I don't care. OnStar will take care of that if they need be. If anybody was an American, you know that could be taken care of through OnStar. You're all so funny. Where'd you get the money? My little 2-story McDonald's. Is that there? But more importantly, you hang that left, right, Sirius and go that way. That was a FedEx hub. That was going to be the second part of my... Is that still there? Because there appears to be an apartment complex. Where is that traffic going to go? They have to go to work. Oh, they don't work? Is this fake on Google Map, Google Car? And FedEx, it can't still be there. That's a hub. How do they get out? And my 3 crosses, that's all I want to see. Are they gone? They're big wooden things, the 3 crosses. They may not take you to Baltimore to see those row houses, but they take you to those crosses. And Equal Justice was by there. And then, of course, they took me to the oh, I'm sorry. You documented me in the mental retardation division. Everything you've done to me is so hilarious, right? What are you showing me, the 70s in D.C.? Well, I'm just letting everybody know that we're all going to laugh about little Miss Goldie. Sure, why not? Because the Fonda has married with the, the Turner. And the Horn has married the Hudson, and then the Hudson divorces the Horn and marries the Williams. They're blended. It's a blended family. And I'll say this too, because what does it matter? So my friend's husband is an artist, and he does a couple of big things. And this Cindy Williams wants to do Boo Boo Kitty. And in the process of doing this Boo Boo Kitty book, she passes away. Now, I want to know what happened to the Boo Boo Kitty. And I Googled Boo Boo Kitty, and there's another Boo Boo Kitty book. So I said, similar to this Make America Great, Reagan didn't copyright it, and Trumpy took it. Well, Boo Boo Kitty, she wanted to write a book. She died during COVID, Cindy Williams. But Cindy Williams married the Hudson, who was married to the Horn. So now, here's the point. So now, this Joy Behar, Washington Irving, the Capuchins. And then this other, because they all went to some kind of Catholic school. Do they behave like little girls that graduated knowing the Bible? Any one of them? I don't think so. Because, well, I'm not going to go there. So now, my friend Arturo Schoenberg, you have to sign in at the Schoenberg and check your coat. I learned about Hawaii becoming a state from the Schoenberg. Oh, it's going to cut off. It really is, and I'm not done yet. Now, before it was a state and before it was the territory with whatever, did it not have a king and queen? It's a little bit more than Vincent Price inside the cave, in Hawaii. You didn't watch the Brady Bunch. When it's time to... I already talked about that, Menudo. Look, we've spent months and years, no more talking television, people. None. You went on strike for AI money for the Globe. So back to what is television?